I've been in a fight before. What guy hasn't been in a fight before at some point in their life? What can you know about yourself if you don't have any scars, you know? I can tell you, as prepared as I might be for a fight, I never want to meet Bradley Thomas in any kind of physical combat at all. And if that doesn't give you a clue, this week we are going to be talking about Brawl in Cell Block 99 on the Everyman Movie Review. So a couple of years ago, I checked out a movie called Bone Tomahawk. If you haven't seen it, you absolutely should. Let's just say that the review for this movie applies for that movie as well. I'm gonna have some things to say about violence and gore. Just blanket anything also applies. Let's jump into the pleasantry so we can actually get into the review, shall we? Brawl in Cell Block 99 was written by S. Craig Zahler. It was also written by S. Craig Zahler. It is starring Vince Vaughn as Bradley Thomas, Jennifer Carpenter as Lauren Thomas, Don Johnson in a badass performance as Warren Tubbs, Mark Blucas as Gil, and a supporting cast of prisoners that we are all going to come to love and or hate and or feel really bad for over the course of this movie. Now, I'm not particularly fond of the grindhouse style movies. I did enjoy Quentin Tarantino's little drift into grindhouse for a while, but can't say that I like it more or less than any other style of movies. Maybe when I was a kid, especially an adolescent, that just like violent, gory kind of movie really spoke to me, but that's because every male, age 15 to 25, should literally just be locked in jail for a while until all of those adolescent feelings can get worked out or just they grow out of them. In fact, Mark Geragos, who's a famous attorney, he's represented a lot of famous clients, including Chris Brown and Michael Jackson, said that if you want to stop crime in America, the only thing you have to do is to lock up every male 15 to 25, and you will see those crime rates plummet. And he's not wrong about that. But grindhouse cinema basically gave us the ability to get out all that aggression in the form of something that we would watch, or maybe it made it worse and made us go out to the streets and fight each other. Like I said, every guy's been into a fight, right? How much can you know about yourself if you don't have any scars? But Cell Block 99 is a little bit of that grindhouse action, the gore, and the violence, all wrapped up in a 2019 film. Now, it was brought to us by the same mind that brought us Bone Tomahawk. It was a Western-style, very gory, grindhouse-style movie. I highly recommend it if you do like gore and violence. There is one particular scene towards the end in the cave, and oh my, you're probably going to want to look away, but I'm going to beg you not to. It is crazy, insane, but you're going to regret it because everyone's going to talk about that scene from Bone Tomahawk. Well, there's not one scene in Cell Block 99 that is really the one scene, but there is a lot of scenes. If there is the one scene, it might be Vince Vaughn going berserk on a car right at the beginning. But I'm probably getting ahead of myself. So Brawl in Cell Block 99 is basically the story of Bradley Thomas. He is a bouncer and a former boxer, but he loses his job because of maybe something that was his fault, maybe something that wasn't his fault, but maybe it's just the way that the cookie crumbles, and he has to move on and find something else to support his family. Well, that something ends up getting involved in a drug organization where, surprise, surprise, he actually flourishes. But he has pretty much like a vow of not being violent because after being a boxer, he doesn't want to use those hands that it could be registered as deadly weapons against anyone in violence. But when pushed, of course, that's what he has to do. And on his last deal with his buddy Gil, things go wrong and he ends up getting locked up. But it's not bad enough that he ends up in the clink. The partner, not Gil, but another partner of Gil's, decides that it's all his fault that it went wrong and he wants to punish him. So he kidnaps his pregnant wife and holds her, not really for ransom, but as leverage for him, Bradley, to work his way in to get close to a boss so that he can handle some business there in the cell block, in jail where no one else can get. Now, it's funny because I don't know that the director / writer was building an allegory to Dante and the 9 Circles of Hell, but there is a huge allegory here that a guy falsely accused, maybe not, but kind of loses everything and has to go fight his way, not up, but down, to get down to the most evil people. I saw like a lot of that kind of descriptions of fighting and how things get worse and worse and worse the deeper you get. There was a lot of that in there. When Bradley first goes to jail, he's kind of in like minimum security, like just don't do anything dumb and you'll be out of here when your time's up. But he works his way in to get close to this boss, and things just get worse and worse. And I kind of skipped over the scene, but one of my favorite scenes from this movie, it happens early on, where Brad is about to get broken up with by Lauren, his later to become wife. She admits that Brad has been not paying her much attention and that she has met someone else and is in fact seeing them at the same time she sees Brad. He asks her to politely go in the house so they can talk, and then starts taking the car apart by hand, like bashing the doors in, bashing the mirrors off, dents, glass, everything. And when he basically demolishes the car, then goes in and has a very nice calm conversation with her about how he's going to redouble his efforts to be a better person, to be better for her, to give her all the attention she deserves if she'll just give him a second chance. Now, I don't necessarily like the message of that because I feel like there is an overarching like threatening her to stay. But the feeling I got while I was watching it isn't that she was scared to stay. It was that she saw someone in him who could be her protector, and that's really all she wanted. She wanted to find that person that she could have a family with, who would always protect her, who she could feel safe with. And when he bashes up her car, somehow she finds that. And Grindhouse doesn't always have to make sense. It's very much machismo at its highest. It is not about equality. It's not about, it's the damsel in distress who needs to be saved. And Lauren is that damsel in distress. A weird change for Jennifer Carpenter, who probably is most famous from Dexter as kind of a, like, thinks on her feet, kind of a powerful character. She's actually, in fact, played a lot of powerful characters. In fact, I would imagine Jennifer Carpenter play a very powerful female character in something that I wrote. Jennifer, if you're available, just let me know. We can read. It's totally fine. Not just saying, if you're available. But anyway, she plays a very demure character in this who just kind of stands by her man. And when she's taken hostage, it drives Brad to the edge, and he decides he's willing to do anything in order to keep her. And I have flirted with the edge of some spoilers, so I do want to do a couple spoilers here. So if you don't want to get spoilers for Brawl and Cell Block 99, which by the way is on streaming, it's not in theaters, so it's been out for a while now, probably about 2 years, then skip down to the time down below because the spoilers are about to start right now. So like, which one of the gory scenes do you really want to talk about? Do you want to talk about how we saw at least 6 arm bones in this movie, where Brad just broke the crap out of somebody's arm and a bone popped out? Or we could just skip to the end where he stomps a guy's head into a toilet and decapitates him. Like, what the? Oh my, so much violence, so much crazy violence. They give him the electrode belt that just like zaps him and then they beat the crap out of him. But he finds a way to just like protect himself from the belt so that he can fake his way out. Like, again, Grindhouse doesn't have to make sense. And it's weird that Brad is kind of this like unbeatable boxing character. Like, he can take a beating, but gives a bigger beating. And he's also really smart. So he thinks ahead and he makes all these plans. And he kind of knows how everyone's going to react and is trying to stay one step ahead of them. So like, all of that doesn't necessarily have to make sense, right? It's Grindhouse. It's meant to just say, let's get violent. Let's have the amazing character survive, if you want to see the surviving, but in the end, just kind of like get through it. And I think that was the saddest part of all this. I compared it to Dante's trip to hell. From Dante's Inferno, and just to have him go through all of that, and once you see the ending, you realize that he knew how this was going to end the entire time, but decapitates the guy, turns around, hands up, and there's no going to jail. There's no getting out of this. He got what he needed. He got his wife safe and his baby safe, and now they're going to do what they're going to do, which is light his ass up. Just when you think, hey, all right, the violence is over, I can kind of relax, shot in the face, all of that glory. So, I mean, I guess that was the biggest spoiler, right? Just that I get shot in the face at the end after all that fighting, and there's no happy ending. He doesn't make his way out of it. But, oh my gosh, all the fights, it's just flashing in my head like broken bones and like blood everywhere. It's just so violent. But that's not really a spoiler. So let's go ahead and we'll bring everybody back in because the spoilers are done. So everybody's coming back to join us right now. So I think the questions are relatively easy for Brawl in Cell Block 99. Do you like violence? Hi kids, do you like violence? Do you like gore? Do you like just, basically, it is fight scenes interspersed with dialogue. And at the very beginning, it's kind of shooting scenes interspersed with dialogue. There is very little story here, but looking back at one of my previous reviews, I think there is more story and it makes more sense in Brawl and Cell Block 99 than there was in. It's a very simple story. It's very straightforward. The opening's a little wishy-washy, but once we're in, we know who this guy is and what the thing is and what he's doing, and we kind of see it develop, and we know it's going to go bad the whole nine. So I think that as long as you can get through the gore and get through the violence, that you'll enjoy this movie, but not everybody's going to do that. If you like Grindhouse, this movie is for you. If you like just kind of unnecessary violence, unnecessary gore to the extreme, you're going to like this. If that stuff turns you off, you are not going to like this, and do not watch this. Also, do not watch Bone Tomahawk. Not for you. There is a place for this kind of movie, and there is a time when you, as a person who does kind of like these movies, can watch it. For me, I just had a Saturday afternoon to burn, and I said, you know what? I just want to see something cathartic. Not emotionally cathartic, but maybe like second person, third person, physically cathartic. And boy, did Brawl and Cell Block 99 deliver. I felt like I had been through a couple rounds in the boxing ring, even though I had been laying in bed all day watching a movie. So I highly recommend, for the right viewer, and definitely not for young viewers, but for the right viewer, I highly recommend Brawl and Cell Block 99. One of the best performances by Vince Vaughn to date, and I say that with no irony at all. I think he outperforms a lot of his other characters, a lot of his other roles in this role, and you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you did not check it out. It's available on streaming, so go see it today. And there you have it. Yet another episode of the Everyman Movie Review in the books. At the top right now, I just like to thank, as I always do, my patrons over at Patreon. I could not do this without you. Your monetary support, as well as your moral support, keeps me going every single day. I love to see the messages from you guys. I love to see that you're checking out the episodes. I got some new lights. I got some new camera. I got new background, new green screen. I shoot from a green screen, guys. All of that. It's all thanks to my Patreon subscribers. So thank you guys, as always, for all of your support. If you would like to join the privileged few, it's so easy. Go on over to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/Robert N. Cheek, and you can become one of my supporters for as little as $1 a month. You can support all the things that I do, the videos, the books, the screenplays, everything. And you can become part of the show, if you will. You'll get thanks in all of the books. You'll get thanks in my videos like I'm doing right now. And of course, you'll get my thanks personally whenever I get the opportunity. So go on over to patreon.com, patreon.com/Robert N. Cheek, and join us there. Of course, don't forget that Everyman Movie Review is now available on social media. So come on over and check us out. It's Everyman Movie Reviews on Instagram and Facebook, and Everyman Movie on Twitter. I'll update with every single episode as it goes up, so you're not going to want to miss that. And you'll get a couple of other updates in between, some highlights from episodes, some behind the scenes stuff, and just generally me finding interesting stuff and posting it. So come on over and be a part of our online community. You can of course find me on social media at Robert N. Cheek on all your social media platforms. That's on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and Tumblr and everywhere at Robert N. Cheek. Go and follow me and you'll get all of the updates that you could ever want, and in fact some that you don't even want to see, all over there on social media. And if you can't get enough of me, because why would you? I, in fact, do a weekly podcast with my buddy Corey over at Oh The Anthem. So go subscribe to that. It's at ohtheanthem.com, at Oh The Anthem on all your social media. We do a new episode every single week for the last 300 plus weeks. It's new content all the time, and it's all available on YouTube and over at anchor.fm/Oh The Anthem. Videos of these reviews are, of course, available on YouTube, youtube.com/Rob Cheek. They're also available in podcast form at anchor.fm/Everyman Movie Reviews. If you'd like to give me feedback, the best way to do that is to go to anchor.fm/Everyman Movie Reviews/message. It's an easy way to send me a text message or a voice message. I'll include the voice messages in the podcast version of the show, and of course talk about any comments or questions I have either from the messages or in the video comments below. Finally, I'm always working on new content, so make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, whether it's the Everyman Movie reviews, which you're watching right now, the Rob Explains Everything, the personal vlogs of my journeys wherever I tend to go, or anything else. You're going to be able to find it all right there. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification so you know when I upload a new video. So thank you guys for joining me once again. New episodes of this show are going to be up every Thursday with another episode in between, usually Sunday or Monday, but depends on what I see and when I can record. So make sure you join me for the next episode coming up very soon. And until then, have a great week, everybody.